Have you ever wondered if one tiny act of kindness could change two lives forever? Stay with me until the very end, because this simple story carries a lesson that millions of people spend their entire lives trying to understand. The first rays of morning sunlight spilled across a quiet forest. Birds sang from the treetops. A gentle breeze danced through the leaves. Beside the forest, a wide river rushed over smooth stones, sparkling like liquid silver. Near the riverbank, a tiny ant searched for a drink after a long morning of gathering food. The river looked calm from a distance, but looks can be deceiving. As the ant leaned closer, the soft dirt beneath his feet suddenly gave way. He slipped. In an instant, the powerful current pulled him into the rushing water. The tiny ant tumbled helplessly through the icy river. He kicked with all the strength his little body could find. "Help! Please, somebody!" But his voice disappeared beneath the sound of the rushing water. Wave after wave dragged him farther away. His legs grew weaker. His hope slowly faded. For the first time in his life, he truly believed this was the end. High above the river, a beautiful white dove rested quietly on the branch of an old oak tree. She loved spending peaceful mornings watching the forest wake up. Then something unusual caught her attention. A tiny black speck struggling in the water. She looked closer. It was an ant. Most animals would have looked away. After all, it was only one tiny ant. But the dove couldn't ignore what she had seen. Without hesitation, she plucked a fresh green leaf from the tree. Holding it gently in her beak, she flew over the river and released it. The leaf drifted down through the air, landing just beside the exhausted ant. With the last bit of strength he had left, the ant grabbed the leaf. Instantly, it became his little boat. The river continued to flow, but now the ant floated safely instead of sinking. Slowly, the current carried the leaf toward the riverbank. Finally, it touched the shore. The ant climbed onto solid ground, soaked, exhausted, and trembling. After catching his breath, he looked toward the tree. The dove was watching quietly. She didn't ask for thanks. She didn't expect a reward. She simply smiled, spread her wings, and disappeared into the bright blue sky. The ant whispered softly, "I don't know if you'll ever hear these words, but one day I'll repay your kindness." Days passed. The forest returned to its peaceful rhythm. One warm afternoon, the dove returned to the very same branch overlooking the river. She closed her eyes, enjoying the gentle breeze. She had no idea danger was only a few steps away. Hidden behind the bushes, a hunter slowly approached. He spotted the dove immediately. Without making a sound, he pulled a slingshot from his pocket. He placed a smooth stone inside. He carefully pulled the band back. His aim was perfect. The dove never noticed. She was completely unaware. Just one more second. Down below, the little ant happened to be walking through the grass, carrying food back to his colony. Then he froze. He saw the hunter. He saw the slingshot. He saw exactly where it was aimed. Without thinking for even a moment, the ant ran, as fast as his tiny legs could carry him. The hunter remained focused on the bird. He never noticed the tiny ant climbing onto his boot. The ant reached the hunter's ankle. Then, with every bit of courage inside his tiny body, he bit as hard as he possibly could. "Ouch!" the hunter shouted in pain. His hand jerked. The slingshot fired wildly into the trees. The loud sound startled the dove. She opened her wings instantly and soared high into the sky. Safe. The hunter looked around in confusion. His perfect shot was gone. Frustrated, he rubbed his ankle, picked up his slingshot, and slowly walked away empty-handed. Later that evening, the dove landed on a nearby branch. This time, she noticed the little ant below, the very same ant she had rescued only days before. Everything suddenly made sense. The dove smiled. "So it was you." The ant nodded. "You saved my life when I had nothing to give. Today, I finally had the chance to give something back." The dove looked at the tiny ant with admiration. "It's incredible. The smallest creature in this forest became my greatest hero." The ant smiled. Kindness is never measured by size, only by heart. The two friends watched the sun slowly disappear behind the trees. Neither of them expected anything when they chose kindness, yet both received something far greater than they imagined. Because kindness has a strange way of finding its way home. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but always, when it's needed most. So if you've ever helped someone without expecting anything in return, type kindness in the comments. And if stories like this remind you that goodness still exists in the world, subscribe for more inspiring stories that stay with you long after the video ends.